Welcome back to Christian World News. I'm Emily Jones with your Holy Land Report, where we tell you what's happening in Israel and the Middle East. Syrian Christians fear a U.S.-Turkey agreement puts them at risk of genocide. Turkey and the United States on Wednesday agreed to create a safe zone in northeast Syria after Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan threatened to invade the war-torn country. The agreement comes after months of tension between the two NATO allies. Erdogan wants to push Kurdish forces out of northeast Syria, but the Kurds are a U.S. ally who fought alongside American soldiers to drive ISIS out of the region. Caught in the middle are 100,000 Syrian Christians who fear Erdogan will commit a genocide against them, regardless of any agreement he's made with the U.S.
Most of our Christian people lives in this area, and if any military operation happened in this area, it will be real fear on our people.
Last year, Erdogan's army worked with jihadist mercenaries to overrun the Syrian city of Afrin. They burned churches and slaughtered Christians during that campaign. Syrian Christians and U.S. leaders are urging the Trump administration to save them from a rerun of that event. Many are fearful this new agreement will not stop the bloodshed. For months, Iran has harassed international shipping in the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz. Now comes news that Russia is preparing to join the showdown in these key waterways.
We know by the Iranian media that Russia is trying to exploit the current crisis in order to fulfill its strategic aim of having expanded military forces in the Persian Gulf. So the Iranian Navy revealed that it's going to be a mutual drill between Moscow and Tehran in the Persian Gulf.
Meanwhile, the U.S. has asked more than 60 nations to help patrol the Strait of Hormuz and deter Iranian aggression there. Israel is also getting involved and is suspected of attacking 2 Iranian bases in Iraq. It's a geopolitical chess game involving the U.S., Israel, Iran, and Russia, and only time will tell who moves next. But in the midst of the political drama is a part of Iran hidden from the headlines, a country with a thirst for Jesus.
It's the fastest growing church in the world that owns no buildings, has no 501c3s, that owns no property, that has no bank accounts, that has no centralized leadership, that has no denominational leanings, and yet it's multiplying like crazy. What the Lord is doing there is staggering.
The growth of Christianity in Iran has led to intense persecution. U.S. leaders are calling on the Islamic regime to release a woman who is behind bars for the crime of being a Christian. Iran's revolutionary court sentenced 65-year-old Marouk Kanbari to prison for, quote, acting against national security. Iranian officials raided her home in December and interrogated her for 10 days before imprisoning her. Iran is one of the most dangerous places on earth to be a Christian, especially a Christian woman. Earlier this year, we spoke to Miriam Rostampour, a believer who spent nearly a year in an Iranian prison for distributing Bibles.
The root of these issues goes back to Islam because, the constitution of Iran is based on Sharia law. In the past few years, millions of women have decided to stand on their rights for, just for deciding not to wear hijab. And these women have been arrested, jailed, physically tortured, abused, and beaten.
You can find out how to pray for Iran at Open Doors USA. Find the link at our website, cbnnews.com. Israeli archaeologists believe they found the hometown of Jesus' disciples Peter and Andrew in the ancient fishing village of Bethsaida. Kinneret College archaeologist Dr. Mordecai Aviam has been leading the excavation on the northern shore of the Sea of Galilee for years. His team uncovered the remains of what they believe is the Church of the Apostles, a Byzantine-era church supposedly built over Peter and Andrew's home. They found a mosaic, marble, glass, silver coins, and a Roman bath, pointing to Roman conquest there.
There is a document from a visitor from the end of the 7th century AD, a Christian pilgrim, who says that after he left Capernaum, he arrived to Bethsaida, and there is a church for the apostles Peter and Andrew. I think it can be developed into an interesting site for people who are interested in being near, closed in the place where the apostles lived.
Bethsaida is also believed to be near the place where Jesus fed the 5,000.